In the headlines, one of the abducted Abuja-Kaduna train passengers in captivity has been shot dead, a Kaduna-based negotiator confirms. President Buhari moves to stop defection of 22 APC senators as party risk losing majority status. Unclaimed dividends hit 180 billion naira as SEC strives to achieve 0%. Away from Nigeria, U.S. opens probe as 51 migrants die in Texas sweltering truck. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. And now the details. One of the passengers of the Kaduna-bound train that was attacked by terrorists in March has been shot in captivity. According to Tukur Mamu, the publisher who has been negotiating with the terrorist, the victim identified as Muhammad is currently in a critical condition. Mamu, who facilitated the release of 11 of the passengers, confirmed the development to Daily Trust. He said that the government must be prepared to take full responsibility if they fail to act on time. Mamu said that there has been constant communication, but government is yet to take action. It is, however, pertinent to know President Muhammadu Buhari has repeatedly ordered security agencies to ensure the release of the victims. Meanwhile, the ZAMFARA State Assembly has passed a bill to provide a law for the prohibition and punishment for banditry, cattle rustling, cultism, kidnapping, terrorism, and other incidental offences 2022. The Act, an executive bill sent to the House by Governor Bello Matole, was passed during the Assembly's plenary. Presenting the bill before the House, the Deputy House Leader and Chairman, House Committee on Justice and Judiciary, Nasiru Bello Lawal, called on the lawmakers to allow it to go for third reading. The Speaker, Nasiru Magaria, said that the bill was important because it will contribute to peace and stability in the state.
Here we are here before you to present you the laws that start prohibiting the flourishing, the good-free, cattle rustling, also the kidnapping and other incidental offences that yesterday filed by the House of Assembly on Today we have signed a bill on prohibition and punishment of banditry, cattle rustling, cultism, kidnapping and other incidental offences 2022. All that yesterday I inaugurated 4 security-related committees as part of our counter-banditry initiative. The formation of the committee is aimed at ensuring the effective implementation of the security measures being taken to end the over-decade-old problem of banditry and other security-related issues. I have already signed Executive Order number 7, 8, 9, and 10, which provide the legal instrument for the operation of the committees. As you all know, the most fundamental focus of governance anywhere in the world is security. We are determined to go to any level within the precinct of the law in order to secure our state, restore peace in our communities, and place the state on a sound and enduring development trajectory.
It also creates the Commission on Information to support the governor signing and the oversight to support the governor.
Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma says the security situation in his state has not reached a point where citizens should be encouraged to bear arms in order to defend themselves against bandits and other criminal elements. He said this Tuesday while fielding questions from State House reporters after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa in Abuja. Uzodinma came to the villa to thank Buhari for approving the hosting of Army Day celebration in Owerri, the state capital. The ZAMFARA state government had on Sunday advised individuals to obtain guns and defend themselves because of the increase in the activities of bandits in various parts of the state and deal with recent escalating attacks, kidnapping, and the criminal levies being enforced on innocent communities.
Well, basically I came to see the president to thank him for his gracious approval that Army Day celebration be held in Owerri, southeast of the country. That, of course, will help strengthen the measures that are already on ground to curtail the effects and excesses of this banditry and insecurity in the region. So for me, it is a good thing, and for the people of Imo State, we are indeed very delighted for that. So basically, that is why I am here, and the President is also very comfortable with the visit. The governor of ZAMFARA said such a thing, and if he did, I'm not in ZAMFARA State to know what exactly is the situation. However, I don't think that the security situation is beyond our security services. In Imo State, the security agencies has risen to the occasion, and we are in charge of the security in Imo State. And like I told you earlier, the agencies are working in synergy, and the situation has been controlled to the barest minimum. Currently, businesses have resumed in Imo State. People are going about their day-to-day businesses without any molestation. So I think that we are all working in an accord to ensure that nationally that the security situation in Nigeria is improved upon.
President Muhammadu Buhari says the All Progressives Congress will reconcile all parties aggrieved as a result of the party's nationwide primaries well ahead of the 2023 general elections. He spoke on Tuesday at the State House in Abuja when he met with a delegation of APC senators. Kehinde Amodu reports.
The APC is in dire straits given the number of persons appealing the results of its recently concluded primaries. A quick peek at the number of appeals arising from the exercise reveals that there are over 47 cases in the South-South, 10 in the Southeast, 4 in the Southwest, and that is not the end of the list. President Buhari is very much aware of the state of things.
The leadership of the party is currently addressing the outcomes as part of the way forward. I am encouraging all the party functionaries to adhere to the truth and to be fair to all parties in any dispute. This is important because our strength and victory in the election lies in the unity of the party and our ability to prevent or heal any injustice perceived or real.
And he is giving assurances that justice will prevail.
Aggrieved members shall be assuaged, and the interests of the party and the nation shall be protected.
The sooner the ruling party resolves this looming internal crisis, the better, or there could be dire consequences. In fact, whispers indicate that about 22 senators are aggrieved by the primaries in the Senate, and they are all threatening to explore a plan B if they don't get justice. It could mean that going into the 2023 elections, the ruling party may lose its majority in the Red Chamber. From State House, Abuja, Kehinde Amodu, Trust TV News.
Presidential candidate of the Labour Party and former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, says the easiest way to address the escalating insecurity in the country is to tackle the rampaging poverty through a productive economy. Obi, who made the remark while addressing some Labour leaders during a courtesy call at the Trade Union Congress office in Abuja, also said that northern Nigeria hosts the nation's most critical assets. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman tells us more.
Peter Obi was responding to inquiries about his perspectives on building a vibrant and productive economy that will guarantee jobs and tackle insecurity.
Everybody says to you, what are you going to do about security? Of course, yes, there's insecurity in Nigeria. But you can go and look at what Brazil, Mexico, Colombia did to fight similar situation we had here. The more you pull people out of poverty, the more you reduce criminality. You can't throw people into poverty. I think you can go home and sleep.
He harped on the need for Nigeria to focus on aggressive investment in its education system as a catalyst for youth empowerment and robust microeconomic development.
The poor people in the north are suffering. The poor people in the east are suffering. The poor people in the west are suffering. Our greatest assets is in the north. The vast land that we have must be turned into an agricultural production site.
Some labor leaders who speak at the forum were optimistic that Nigerians will make the right choices at the forthcoming 2023 elections, which will in turn usher in credible leadership capable of taking the country out of the woods.
We have suffered so terribly. So the working class people decided that instead of protesting on the street, instead of going on strike every now and then, and continue this lamentation, we said enough is enough.
And every worker is very conscious of the fact that they have been marginalized for over the years, and this is a time for jubilee, our liberation. And we have a man who understands the sagacity and dynamic of what it takes to be poor, what it takes to be marginalized, what it takes to be stingy.
I'm tired of going to the streets, mobilizing people to come and protest, to declare strike. I am tired already. I am tired of going for salary negotiation every time we want 50%. Why are we doing this? It's because the required amenities are not available in our country.
I'm happy today that we are making history. Come 2023, Nigeria will be on the verge of production.
Members of the Trade Union Congress and other support groups were at hand to receive the Labour Party presidential candidate. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Sultan of Sokoto and President General, Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Saad Abubakar III, has directed the Muslim Ummah to look out for the new moon of Zulhijjah as from Wednesday. Abubakar said this in a statement in Sokoto on Tuesday, signed by Chairman Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, Sultanate Council, Sokoto, Professor Sambo Junaidu. The Sultan prayed Allah to assist the Muslim Ummah in the discharge of its religious duties. Zulhijjah is the 12th and the last month in the Islamic calendar in which the holy pilgrimage takes place, as well as the festival of sacrifice. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up shortly. Gombe brothel, where teenage girls are initiated into prostitution. Find out more shortly. Join us again. Welcome back. A reminder of our top stories. One of the abducted Abuja-Kaduna train passengers in captivity has been shot dead, a Kaduna-based negotiator confirms. President Buhari moves to stop defection of 22 APC senators as party risk losing majority status. Elsewhere, the former Commissioner for Education, Kaduna State, Mataimaki Tom Mayashi, has faulted the mass sacking of teachers by the state government, saying that teachers' competency cannot be tested through writing exams but in the classroom. The educationist, in an exclusive interview with Trust TV in Kaduna, said that the state government owes the public an explanation on the legitimacy of the exercise. The report.
In 2017, Kaduna State government sacked over 21,000 teachers after they failed a competency test. The development generated reactions from different quarters and protests by the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC). Recently, the Kaduna State Universal Basic Education announced the dismissal of 2,357 teachers who failed competency tests conducted by the state government. In justifying the action, the government said it is to ensure that only competent teachers teach in public schools across the state. But according to former Commissioner of Education, Kaduna State Mataimaki Tom Mayashi, competency test is not the yardstick to test a teacher.
You cannot, by any standard, test and be able to know the competence of a teacher through a written test. Because a teacher works in the classroom. So you can have a PhD and be able to speak excellent English and analyze excellently. But we need to see you in the classroom, the way you deliver your lesson.
While acknowledging that assessing teachers is legitimate, he argued that such assessment must follow the standard of testing and improving the capacity of a teacher.
I saw that you have to score 75% to be considered competent. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. What type of exam is that you have to score 75%? To be professionally competent. I don't understand that. But the state government owes all of us an explanation on how that is legitimate.
He also faulted the manner the state government recruit teachers.
State government had dismissed 21 teachers, which it considered incompetent, and it recruited new teachers. How come that at the point of recruitment, they were not able to assess the competence of those teachers before they are engaged?
He maintains that sacking of teachers will not improve the situation, but identifying the gaps in the teachers and closing such gaps through development of their skills. Mayashi called on the government to do only the needful to improve education in the state.
Youths play vital roles in nation building as they offer unique contributions to national development. Education activist Amina Abubakar stated this in an interview with Trust TV. The report.
Amina Abubakar further stressed the need for all stakeholders to ensure that all hands are on deck to lift the educational system in the country, as it is the backbone of growth and development.
I think it's not very necessary because all stakeholders involved need to actually wear the shoes of those students. And the country is already upside down with a lot of crisis. And you're talking about millions more young Nigerians idle with nothing to do. Some of them have businesses they run in these universities. So aside just being idle, they are also out of market.
She added that the prolonged strike will further reduce the performance of students and pave way for hooliganism, among other societal ills. The education activist called on the federal government to give priority to education by implementing the promise it made in 2016 to allocate 15 or 26% of the total budget to education.
Another very important demand that the federal government has not really lived up to its words, like the president made a promise in 2016 in the summit in London, that they are going to key into UNESCO's minimum recommendation for the national budget of at least 15% or 26% earmarked for education. And that is not happening. Like you see, only not up to half of that being earmarked for education, and education is capital intensive.
A cross-section of students who spoke on the negative impact of the prolonged strike on their academic pursuits revealed that the prolonged strike has, among other things, disrupted the academic calendar.
Many students now, they are at home, they are not doing anything. Some are probably doing work at home, but it does not change the fact that students are supposed to be in school and round up within the time range. And we just suffered from coronavirus, the period where we stayed almost 1 year at home, and schools are trying to meet up to that time. Like they are trying to meet up again so that everything will be in place. But now again, they are going on strike. So it's really, really bad. I've been in school for a very, very long time, and almost every section I must have strike.
It is a kind of conjunction between the government and ASU itself. So for them for students now to go back to school this semester, I doubt if it's possible. So it will be definitely maybe after the election before it will come up.
The students are, however, hopeful that ASU and the federal government will sooner than later resolve the issues that led to the strike action to enable them return to school.
The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC Gombe State Command has paraded 20 girls and 14 men over alleged involvement in prostitution. The State Commandant NSCDC, Waziri Babagoni, said about 10 hostels suspected to be brothels where underage girls were lured into prostitution were shut down. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
The NSCDC command said most of the underage girls ran away from home in search of something better, but unfortunately, they usually end up with notorious people who take advantage of the girls by exploiting and indulging them in illicit activities under the pretext of drama shows.
The man of the day, as you know, you don't stop them. You tell them to produce their licenses, but when they produce their license and registration, they see CAC, it was a business premises, trading and merchandise. And with that license, now they are operating as a hotel and as a playground for ladies who are being brought across all the country. They are from Adamawa, from Borno, from Jos, and then from Taraba. Most of them are from the northeast. It's a very serious, security threat, and these are the, incidences that gives to, robbery, kidnapping, and even cultism. And then you cannot know them. They will come to lure ladies, these small girls. At the end of the day, cultism, they took them and then killed them. And these are, these things. Some of them are robbers. You cannot know them. And robbers can hide in the pretext of that play and then hotel. So they will do all possible best, in order to, do crime.
Some of the girls who speak to Trust TV said they feel violated and exploited. Without the consent of my parents, they don't know I am here in Gombe and into this. It is true we are into prostitution. They spray money to us at the club. We can decide to follow the person to a hotel room. So used to follow my boyfriend who feeds me.
No money I gave up.
Someone may want to sleep with you if you agree, but you can run away. He can pay like 20 to 30,000 naira. NSCDC also paraded 3 suspected hoodlums engaged in rail track vandalism and a suspected kidnapper. He said the suspect will be charged to court. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
And in business news, the Director General Security and Exchange Commission, Lamido Yuguda, says the Commission is working to ensure it reduces the level of unclaimed dividends to 0%. In an interactive session with editors on Tuesday in Lagos, Yuguda said that the unclaimed dividends rose to 180 billion naira as at December 31, 2021. Although 180 billion naira unclaimed dividends is a large amount, Yuguda said that the amount constituted only 5% of the quantum of dividends declared in the entire capital market. He also said that the SEC is working with the Central Securities Clearing System and other stakeholders in the industry to address the issue of unclaimed dividends. He also said that the federal government intervened last year by enacting a Finance Act on Unclaimed Dividends Fund, adding that there is a need for strong investor education. Let's now join our correspondent Shafiu Suleiman, who is at the moment in the National Assembly, to bring us update on the confirmation of the ministerial nominees. Hello, Shafiu.
Yes, Ayuba, as you are aware, President Muhammadu Buhari, in line with Section 147, subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, has submitted, the names of 7 ministerial nominees to the Senate to be confirmed. This actually arises as a result of the, the resignation of a number of ministers in his cabinet who pursue their presidential ambitions. You could recall that the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, his counterpart in the Education Ministry, Hunaya Onu, Emeka Nwajuba, Goswila Pabio, and a host of others, have resigned their positions to pursue their presidential ambition. So President Muhammadu Buhari has submitted the names of those to replace them, which is being screened today by the Senate. As we speak, the lawmakers are already seated and they've commenced the screening exercise. Those that are to be screened are Harry Ikechukwu Iko, that's from Abia State. There is Umar Ibrahim Ali Yakub from Kano State. Ademola Adewole Adegoroye from Ondo State, Okon Umana from Akwa Ibom State, Goodluck Nana Opia from Imo State. There is also Egu Makana Joseph Inkama from from Ebonyi State. There is Ojuom Udi from River State. These are the ministerial nominees submitted to the Senate by President Muhammad Buhari. Among them are 2 former House of Representatives members, talking about Umar Ibrahim Ali Yakub, and of course Goodluck Nana Opia, who is a former House of Representatives member. Going by the procedure, this likely going to be asked to take a bow and leave, but others may likely go through the screening proper. The House of Representatives, the Legislative Chamber right now is in the behalf of activity as a result of this screening exercise. As you can see behind me, here at the lobby, various interests are here to witness this screening exercise.
All right, thank you so much, Shafiu Suleiman, for the update. We'll connect with you later for more as they unfold. Thank you. And with that, we wrap up the news update. Watch more via all our social media platforms and also connect with us on our YouTube channel. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.